Yo, 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 Surreal Talk Radio, your man, Calico the Surrealist on WPRK 91.5 FM, Winter Park. We kicking it after dark with our special guests in the building. And right now, I got my co-host in here rocking with me tonight, so I'm going to introduce y'all to them, and we finna set it off, man. We got Auntie August in this thing.
Good afternoon, good evening.
How you feeling, Miss August?
I'm feeling good today.
Feeling good?
Temperature done dropped here in Florida, you know.
All
Got
right.
my sweater on.
Feeling good, looking good, smelling good. It's all good.
Yo, all day.
Right. We got DJ Exclusive in this thing. What's going on, Cuzzo?
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain.
Same as always.
Yeah, man. You excited tonight, man? We got a hot one tonight.
ATL in the building.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, listen. Hot show lined up tonight, man. We're going to set it off with my surreal topic of the day. We got music from around the way. We got our throwback track and my favorite part of the show, the Pump It or Dump It. Y'all get to call in and let us know how you feel about this music we playing. But now, man, without any further ado, man, straight to it. My special guest chilling with us tonight. Man, this brother right here is a member of the Goody Mob. The Goody Mob. Goody Mo B. You know, ATL in the building, man. So, you know, we got Big Gipp on the line. What's going on, bro? You there?
What's up, King? How you doing? What's happening? Man, Orlando. Hey, man.
Orlando, man. It's
All
so
right.
It's great. It's great to hear your voice, brother, man. We looking forward to this thing all week, man. People been hitting me up. Ask them this, ask them that.
Yeah, ask me whatever. Let's do it.
All right, man. We gonna get straight to it, man. First of all, man, I want to thank you so much for doing our show, helping us grow this platform, man. We truly appreciate you.
No problem.
And yeah, man, we finna get into it with this surreal topic of the day. My topic tonight is a kind of simple one, man. I want to talk about ATL contribution to the game, man. What Atlanta's contribution to this hip hop game is. Because we got stuff like, you know, the Dirty South, crunk, trap music. However you classify Ludacris, I don't know what that is, but you know, we want to talk about that. You know, you got the Usher thing, the Jagged Edge, all of that, man. I want to ask you, man, from your lens, what is the significance of ATL hip hop?
The significance is that Dungeon Family was the first crew from the South to say we doing Southern hip hop.
Yes, sir.
And the way we went about it was we wanted to make sure that we made everybody else in the rest of the country respect Southern hip hop. And the only way to do that was to make sure that we did music that was not sampled, original. Our topics were original. And when we got on stage, nobody could touch us. And the way that we dressed was because if you didn't understand us, then you remember what we looked like. So we dealt with all of the principles of hip hop. From, you know, so with that being said, Organized Noise being who they are, you know, you got to look at the members of Organized Noise. Rico Wade being who he is, Patrick Brown, his father is also the lead singer of Brick. So, and you got Ray Murray. So you got to understand that we were put together by a collective of dudes that was all the way about respect, all the way about what the music was going to sound like, and also about it being original. You know, that's one thing that we always wanted to make sure, because you know, it just changed our mindset when we went to the 95 Source, and they kind of like booed us.
And the winner is Outkast.
They said Outkast. He said,
How you gonna get booed and you just won Best New Artist?
So what's up, Dre? But it's like this, though. I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and nobody want to hear it, but it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
And it finally gave clear cut and incision from New York wannabeism. It was a great thing that they were handled in that way, because it finally cut the umbilical cord, saying we don't have to impress you, we don't have to be influenced by you in the same creative way. We're going to show you.
We came back home with a mindset like we're not going to lift our head up until we obliviate anything that's standing in our way. And I think we did that for 10 years straight. Nobody touched us in the South.
Yes, sir,
So,
man. You
so that's kind of like why we are who we are, and why we represent the whole South, not just Atlanta.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with everything you saying there, man. And like I say, man, y'all got like genres, y'all created genres of hip hop, like subgenres. Like I say, the Dirty South, the crunk, the trap, all those different things seem like they're a product from Atlanta.
Yeah, it kept evolving.
Yeah, man, and so like when we talk about these subgenres, man, why do you think that is? Like, how do you? I'm gonna just let you answer that. Like, I don't want to put no words in your mouth, man. Why would you say all these subgenres is coming from ATL?
Because we instilled in our youth that being who you are is the most important thing about being in the music business. You know, you could try and chase other people's things, but you'll never last doing that. And I think that the first time people heard trap was on Goody Mobb's album. So you got to understand a lot of things that we spoke about, the kids just took it and they ran with it in the direction they wanted to run with it in.
Yeah.
You know, the first offspring of ours, I could say T.I. Goody Mob was the first one to put T.I. on television, on our bus and be at BET weekend. When did nobody know T.I.? So the biggest thing that we always think that we always kind of implied was what the Dungeon lives by. It's pulling up as many people as we could. See, when we left the 95 Source, we was like, yo, we pulling in everybody we could. It's not one person or one group or rapper that's come out of Atlanta that we didn't touch before the public seen.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You guys are, if I'm not mistaken, the term Dirty South, is that does that originate? I know you guys had a song called Dirty South.
Yeah, that originated with us. Cool Breeze came up with that slogan.
Dirty South, man. Yeah.
So you got to understand, man. Like, it's been for us. Our thing was always trying to push the culture forward. Coming up in Atlanta, I've always seen affluent black people. I've always seen rich black people. So the things that we spoke about on our albums were because we had to take our music back to our elders. See, we wasn't like everybody else in the music business at that time, that they was just putting out hip-hop records because they was doing what they wanted to do. No, dog. You got to look at Outkast and Goody Mob was on an R&B label.
Yeah.
We had to take our music to L.A. and Babyface. So we couldn't do the songs that you probably could get from the West, or the songs or the different songs you got from New York. We had to make sure that our melodies, our hooks, and the things that we said in this music was elevated, because we was taking our actual music to two artists and also producers. So we couldn't play nowhere when it came to the representation of the music, how we did it, and also what we was talking about. We had to have it on a certain level. It was never below bar. And I'm so glad that we was on the R&B label, because it made us do things for ourselves in our career early. That's the reason why now in 2023, Goody Mob booked to next summer. We ain't stopped moving in like the last 2 years. It's been 12 months out of the year of shows. So that just lets me know that the music, we raised people. We didn't just make music for the club. And that's the difference between the Dungeon family and everybody else that makes music.
Yeah, man, you make my mind wonder when you mention the stuff about being on the R&B label. You make my mind wonder about what kind of music were you guys creating before the R&B influence?
It was always like that, King. It was always like that, because you got to remember. See, I came up listening to 2 Live Crew, man. I was a bass head. I'm DJ Magic Mike. I'm riding around in the rack, remember DJ Magic Mike, and drop that bass, man. That's what I came up off of. See, that's the reason why I feel like a person in the South has the greatest experience of hip hop, because we love what New York did, we loved what the West Coast did, and we love what Luke did for us and all what he was doing during those times. Mm-hmm. Understand that they used to look at us like, y'all just make booty music.
Yeah.
You got to understand how they looked at us during that time. So that was the reason why we said as a crew, oh, no, we not going to be looked at or labeled like that. You're going to have to deal with us lyrically.
Yeah.
And that's how we approached it. So if you think about it now, 25 years later, nobody has ever even attempted to diss the Dungeon family, because they would never want to lose to the weirdos.
Yeah, man, I hear you. And we down here in Florida, man, so I definitely know what you mean about the DJ Magic Mike and the booty music and all of that stuff right there. I always kind of looked at y'all Goody Mob as more of a conscious type of rappers than us down here in Florida, but I definitely understand what you're saying as far as like the based out music and stuff like that. Man, I think one of my favorite songs is probably based on, like, I remember I had a Cadillac with some 12s in it, and I used to ride around that 1 million niggas inside. That junk had some drop to it, boy.
Hey, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same way, man. When I used to come to Daytona, man, for Daytona week, man, and come down there, we listen to Poison Clan, we listen to Poison Ivy, we listen to everything Florida. Mm-hmm. So for me personally, like, I got a real, a real heart for Florida, man. Florida has always supported Goody Mob, and when we first came out, it was Georgia and Florida. That's where we was going. That's where we was making our bones. So, Florida has always supported the Dungeon family, Outkast, Goody Mob, and everybody else that came out of the crew. And now, hey man, when you look at it now we got when it ain't Outkast and Goody Mob, now you got Killer Mike and you got Future. So it's like we still living the dream, and our kids and our counterparts are still breaking records, and still representing the family, even right here to the day. So for me personally, I look at it like we did our job for the South. We made the world respect us, and that's all that's what we came for. The rest, that's just life.
Yeah, y'all definitely got a lineage, man. Y'all got a family tree from ATL, man. That's definitely a fact right there.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said that y'all represent the trap music. Now, I know a lot of people don't understand trap. I'm an R&B person myself. So how does trap and quote unquote booty music? Because I remember I'm a Florida girl. So so Daytona Beach, BCR, if people don't know, that's all that was played. I remember seeing you guys in the 90s, telling my age. But how does that represent, how do y'all coincide trap music versus, the Luke era?
Okay, when trap music started in Atlanta, I think after we came out and trap music started to take hold, to me, the reverse for that in Florida, at the 69 Boys, real.
Yeah.
To me, that's Southern, that's Florida trap at that time. Like Thrill represented y'all streets, but he put a little ludicrous on it. He always had entertainment with his. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the 69 Boys, man, like, you got to understand, like, me being in that crowd in the 94.5 Source and watching people boo them, and they had Tootsie Roll, a crossover smash.
Yeah,
we just left there feeling like, yo, man, we got to change how people treat us in the South. So when people think about trap is nothing but, it was the way we used to hustle. Okay? The way we used to hustle in apartments, same way they do it in Florida. And I just think that T.I. took that culture that was a subpar culture, and he made it popular. He crossed it over.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at it, I think now we know what it is, now sitting in his seat. But then I didn't know that he was kind of like just looking at what Jay-Z was doing and putting his own Atlanta spin on it. So that was dope. I mean, he took the lyricism of what Jay was doing and he made it Southern, you know? And again, you know, black people can turn dirt into gold. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we always do it. You know what I mean? What people think won't sell and not valuable, we seem to pick it up and turn it in and make it into $1 million industry. So the greatest thing I would just say about trap music, and you know, since T.I. is the head honcho of that and he represents that, I would just say, after everything he's been through, look at what he is now today.
Right. Yeah.
The man building apartment complexes, 2 or 3 clubs. He doing as much as he can in his community and showing that he took what he learned as a kid and he turned it into something positive.
Yes.
So that's what I can look at as far as the trap and what that represents. Now, where it's at now, you know, when it's going down into this drill music and all that, that's Chicago. That's a new form of gangbang, gangster music. Now, for me personally, I just feel like it's time for the community to say it's time for a balance.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, when I came up and when we came up, man, your music had to be to a certain quality. And I just think that now music is so looked at as just a way to make money off the youth that it's no more gatekeepers as far as, you know, what we should say and what we should keep to ourselves.
Yeah, man, you kind of just you know, asked and answered my last question in this segment, because I was going to ask you about how you felt about ATL Hip Hop Now. You kind of just answered that. You also was affiliated with one of the best selling hip hop groups of all times, man, with Outkast, you know, going diamond and all of the, you know, they just kept on, you know, album after album, selling and selling and selling. I think the only people that we could probably say outsold them or anything to that capacity is the Beastie Boys. And of course, you know, we all know the answer to that or the reason why, you know. But I've been, you know, as far as ATL Hip Hop, man, I've been a fan since Criss Cross, man. Like y'all been on, you know, JD, man. Y'all got so many artists. There's just so much talent right there. But I want to put this topic on the back burner for a little bit, get into my next segment, and come back and talk to you about what you got going on. This next segment is called the Pump It or Dump It. And I'm about to play a track, and I want you to listen to it, man, and give us some of your professional opinion about this song. Should we keep it in rotation or get rid of it, if you don't mind? The name of this artist is Dax, and he's featuring Darius Rucker, who was Hootie and Hootie of the Blowfish. Yeah, man. The name of this joint right here is called "To Be a Man," right here on Surreal Talk Radio. So I'm gonna play this, man. We're gonna come back and you know, get some critique on it, all right?
All right, cool. Let's do it. All
right, big dog. Here it is, right here. Dax featuring Darius Rucker, "To Be a Man," right here on Surreal Talk Radio.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. I give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I get emotional when I stop and think and I look around. Beyond beyond the county lines of my small town. I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make a sound. I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health, then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide. They don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We can hide ourselves. You to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
All right, my man. He was over there playing that guitar at the end of that thing right there, man. It's a Real Talk Radio. Your boy Calico, the Surrealist, back in this thing. We got our special guest, Big Gipp, on the line. Yeah, man. You still there, bro?
Oh, yes, sir. How you doing?
Yeah. All right, Miss August and DJ Exclusive in here. I want to start with my special guest. Hey, Big Gipp, man, that track I just played right there, man. You feeling that? What can you tell us about that track?
Well, see, I'm going to tell you this. I'm always drawn to anything that's different than the masses listen to. Mm-hmm. And anytime somebody can go and put down an expression of music in another direction, it gives hope for music and real writers and real artists. For those that don't follow what's popular, those are the real artists to me. So for me personally, listening to what he's doing, that's great, because our radio, especially urban radio, needs to diversify in some of the things that they play to give these kids another place to go with music. See, when you playing the same 10 songs all day, you bottle everything about life into them same 10 songs. Mm-hmm. Life is so diversified. And I feel like music right now is hurting because we are so stuck in trying to promote the same thing that we've been doing instead of letting it open up and grow. The 90s was a time where everybody got to grow. Nobody was telling nobody what to do. And I feel like now, because of money, because of streaming, and because of the industry being so closely connected to corporate now, people are really doing what they're told to do. Mm-hmm. And music is stagnated because of that.
Yeah, man.
That's what I could say. I say that the actual artists that did that, please keep going.
Yeah,
please
man.
keep going. Because a person like that can create a song that the whole world can sing, just because they're coming from another place with the way that they want to say and express themselves through the music. So, yeah, I think that's great.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that comment right there all the way around. All right, man. So listen, man, anybody want to call in and give your thoughts, man? Miss August already told us she was feeling it on the last show. DJ Exclusive was feeling it. Obviously Big Gipp in the building, feeling it. And the phone number 407-646-2915. If you want to, let us know what you think about the track we just played. If you got a question for Gipp, if you want to give him a shout out, anything like that. Remember, we on the radio. Please, no cussing. We on the radio. Keep them short so we can get as many calls as we can. In the meantime, we about to get real live on my man Big Gipp. Find out what he got going on down there in the ATL. And all of that good stuff. But, man, listen. Man, I've been listening to Goody Bob, man. Like, I remember listening to y'all on cassette. Like, see, the kids don't know about cassettes.
No.
Here you go telling your age again.
Listen, man, I listen to these boys on cassettes. I remember trying to rap to they Sky High instrumental, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, what? Man, listen, man. Like I say, I used to have this long Fleetwood Cadillac, man, and I used to have these 212s in it, man. That I tell you, man, that OM I used to ride around listening to that. That was my favorite one off of there. Actually, I don't know if it was my favorite one off of there, but that joint used to hit so hard, man. But anyway, man, Goody Mob, I want to ask you, man, how long you been knowing these boys, man, before y'all formed the group?
My whole life.
Okay.
Mostly. Timo and Cujo was born in the same hospitals. They was in the same waiting area as children.
Wow.
Timo and CeeLo grew up in the same neighborhood. I met Timo in elementary school at Romar Academy playing Connect 4 as a kid. I didn't meet back up with Timo until possibly after high school, because the last 2 years I think he went to a military school. So we have been connected since we was kids. Me and Cujo been together since I started having rap groups. So I've been knowing Rico Wade since middle school. All of us grew up in the same neighborhood. All of us been knowing each other since we were children.
That's what's up, man. That's cool. And Outkast, how long have you known them? I mean, before
the day that Rico's sister told Rico that they was coming to his job to meet them, I was the guy that they called to come up and play the record for them to rap for Rico. So I met Outkast the day Rico and Organized Noise met Outkast.
Okay, what age grade? What age group are we talking here?
Twan and Dre was probably in the 12th grade.
Okay.
So they was still in high school. Like it was like the summer of their last year in high school. Cause once Dre came over to the dungeon, Big Boy had to go and finish school. Dre dropped out and was like, I found heaven.
Hey man, I don't blame him, man. I mean, looking at the way things turned out.
Dre dropped out of high school, went to alternative school where he met CeeLo.
Yeah.
So him and CeeLo was in alternative school together.
Man, you know what, bro? Like CeeLo, I always had this thought about CeeLo. I always looked at him as kind of like Lauryn Hill. Like they both have this same kind of complex. It's a good complex. It's like I don't feel like they get their rightful shine as rappers because they was also so good at being R&B artists. Do you agree with that?
Well, CeeLo does, because CeeLo is the first rapper from the South to ever get Rhyme of the Month in the Source. That was like winning a Grammy doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
CeeLo can rap, man.
CeeLo has been praised since he was 17 years old. See, what people don't understand is CeeLo, 3000 and Big Boy are the same age. They're 3 years younger than us. Mm-hmm. They are little homies. So that's the reason why those three are the best.
Yeah, I feel like when you see all these lists and stuff that come out, the greatest rapper and this that from the South, like I feel like CeeLo's supposed to be on them lists.
Man, see, if you was really to tell the truth, man. You know what I mean? That's for New York, man. We ain't beat them up so bad. They got to do something.
Hey man, I knew I was gonna love this interview, and I knew when you was gonna get on this.
Hey man, Hey man, we beat them. We beat them up so bad, man. Like ain't nobody up there touched us in record sales. Jay-Z only sold 5 million one time, man. We did it a couple of times, and all of us. And Gipp been on every Outkast album ever made. So,
hey man,
so the truth is,
that's why I told them. That's why I told them on the Drink Champs, man. Gipp is unapologetically Southern. I don't care nothing about it. Man, I don't care nothing about it.
Man, why y'all ain't tell me he was on the Drink Champs, man? I gotta check that.
I don't care nothing.
They had Big Gipp on that oil.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't care nothing about it. Cause see how they could be all snoozy and the way they is about it. See, I can too. I can too. I say, well, put anybody you got against us. We'll whoop them. We'll tear them up. Put them on the stage. We'll whoop them. We'll tear them up. And most of them that came out of my and when we came out, they stopped making records in the 90s. Outkast dropped a 10 million seller in 2011 something. So if you look at it,
that's a good point. That's a really good.
When you look at it, we smashed everything they talking about.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Hey man, you got my mind going in a different direction. I wanted to ask you, man, because they had you on the Drink Champs, man. What's your favorite drink, man?
For everybody out there, Gipp got his own non-alcoholic spirit line.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
It's called Zaga. Tequila, bourbon, rum, anything you could think about in the liquor store, I redid it. It tastes exactly like it, but I took the alcohol out and put cannabis in it.
So, where can we go and get a sample? Surreal Talk Entertainment. We like to promote other entrepreneurs.
See, one thing about Gippy is I never sold death in music, and I won't do that in products either.
I love it. I love it, man.
So again, how can we acquire? How can we acquire this? Sir?
He got me off track now.
Bring it back. How can we acquire this?
Yeah, y'all gonna love this, man. Y'all gonna love this because it's thought behind everything I do. I got a CBD company called Gipp Goodies. It's all over the place. I got pain rubs. I got cigars. I got all kind of stuff. But my main reason why I even got into this business was my father in 2018 said he had cancer. I was living in California, so I'm getting ready to drop the Gipp Goodies cannabis line. The pandemic hit. My father calls me and say, son, I got 8 months to live. I said, I'm coming home. When I came home, I started trying to treat my father with the RSO oil, everything that had to do to try and help him gain an appetite back because of the radiation and all the pills they had him taking.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't save my father, but I watched the health and the benefits of him being able to be, me being able to medicate him with the cannabis products. And he didn't like the THC products because it was just too strong. Cannabis was never his thing. He was a drinker. So I started treating him with the CBD. And it started working also. So from that time being in the pandemic, Atlanta never closed. It was wide open the whole pandemic. We was wide open around here.
No mask or nothing, huh?
Nothing, bro. We in the top down everything. We out there.
ATL, it's another world, man.
We never shut down. Folks was at Magic City ordering wings.
Wow.
What you talking about? What Corona?
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
What Corona? What you mean?
They ordering some Coronas.
Really? We sitting in
during
here.
that time, I just started going around to the different CBD shops and taking my product. And I started taking my product to the different CBD shops, and I just one by one, and I just built the company all the way up. So I doing that. We got a new TV show called On 10. It's the Atlanta version of Power. It's so dope. It's so dope. I'm on there as an actor. Yeah, I'm Goody from E Point. I'd be on that. And then it's like I got a new EP I dropped at the top of the year with James Worthy. It's like 5 songs. It's like already 20 million downloads. I did a straight R&B album with an R&B artist.
Yes.
So for me personally, what I was doing was giving the younger artists, look, man, stop listening to these people talking about you too old to rap and you too old. Music does not have an age limit. Mm-hmm. When I was a child, everybody that made music was grown. It was only Michael Jackson, okay, as a child. Yeah. So for me, I've watched the music industry change into what now kids, the emergence of crisscross and all that kind of stuff. Yes, but I also understand that we can make music at any age. You just have to find out how to do it at your respectful age. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between a person that's a rapper and a musician. Mm-hmm. I'm not a rapper. I'm a musician.
Yeah, man, so, I love it. I love it, man. We definitely gonna get to it, man. It's real laid back, man, and real, grown, man. I love it, man.
Come on, man. Man, these kids right here having sex to drill music. What's going on, man? You got no Keith Sweater thing going on, man. We got to change the tempo, baby.
Hey, I love it. Like I say, man, I love it, man. And like I said, we got a little time, so I'm gonna definitely get to it, man. But I'm gonna kind of go in some chronological order here. So correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
We just signed a new deal at Epic Records with Sylvia Rome. This new artist named Sniper and Hits and Gipp got a song called 1-2.
1-2, we gonna play that, yeah.
It's gonna be dropped by Epic Records, man. This the same lady that in 2005 dropped Grills in this same month, and we went #1. Top of January. Same thing gonna happen with this record. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, man, we finna pump that one in a little bit. We definitely gonna get that one on. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. The first time we heard Goody Mob, this was on Outkast's first album, right? On the Get Up, Get Out song.
Yep, Get Up, Get Out, and Get Some.
Yeah, man. First time we got to hear y'all. And
that song has lived on as a Southern staple.
Yes.
That, hey, man, whether you know it or not, the world out there, the only way you're going to change your situation is to get up and get out and get some.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, that song right there definitely is a classic, man. That album is classic. The South got something to say, man. We definitely got to talk about that for a minute. This statement that Dre made at the Source Awards, my first question about this is, first of all, man, when is the last time we look at Dre as kind of like, he on another planet now. My question is, when is the last time you talked to this man?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That's what's up. All right.
Yeah, he called me from Ireland. He was overseas. He was like Ireland, something, man. Like hanging out with some people. Like, nah, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Like, this is the difference between Southerners and everybody else. Mm-hmm. Southern people don't gotta have the world to live a nice life.
Yeah.
We don't care about. See, New York and LA, you come up with like, it's never enough. In the South, you get you get some money, man. You can go get you some land, chill on out, man. Go to the corner store every day in the pickup truck, man. That's our lifestyle. Yeah. That's our lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, outside of that, you don't have to keep chasing the music and the game. See, one thing about Dre been popular, rich, since he was 18 years old. Mm-hmm. He has been to the top of the mountain, bro.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what they don't like about Dre is that he just don't care about the music business like that. I do music because I love music. Now, the rest of the stuff that come with it, hey, man, you make at a certain time when you got a certain amount of money, then you make the choice.
Man, that man literally, I don't know what kind of genre it is. That man did his solo thing, and man,
and he still like, he got an album ready, bro. Like, he gonna come with another album. Is he gonna rap? I don't know.
Oh man,
we might be playing the flute the whole album.
Hey man, listen, man.
We might just be playing the flute, man. You know, like I'm just saying, like you gotta understand that when you have reached certain plateaus, it's like it's boring to go back down that street.
Yeah.
So in his mind, when everybody's sitting around like, yo, Dre, hey, first of all, y'all gotta look. He got to give the kids time to breathe. We have the emergence of Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You give the youth time to breathe, come out and express. At the same time, you sit back as an OG and figure out where you belong.
Yeah. I think for us, man, I think for us, you know, y'all boys definitely don't owe us nothing. Like, you know, like y'all did y'all job above and beyond. I think for us, it's like we just don't want to let it go. Like we just, you know what I mean? So
you're missing. That's what the problem is. You're missing.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's like when he speaks, he speaks. You got him on Goody Mob's last album, Survival Kit.
Mm-hmm.
You got him and Big Boy on the same album. You might not never get that again.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? As far as where they both are, Dre is trying to find a new channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like if you can look below you and see everything that's below you, then I have to do something that's higher than me now. Mm-hmm. So to have such a, you know, like what people don't understand, we broke so many rules, man. Like the man had a #1 record like Hey Ya.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yes. I was in the studio when he played it for LA the first time. LA was looking like, what is this?
Man,
like, hey, you should have seen him, bro. He wanted to turn around in circles like, hey man, what is this?
Yeah,
like, what we gonna do with this?
That was so unexpected. Like you talking about the poster child of Outkast, like just the word Outkast, like that boy was.
And then, but what's so dope about it, already had envisioned how he was going to do the video with him playing all the instruments. So you got to understand that he don't just work with a song. You got to understand, like, you got the success of Future inside of our crew.
Yeah.
That Future used to be sitting he was just that was Rico little cousin sitting in the dungeon. Look at his success.
Yeah.
Then he came out and outsold everybody.
Yeah.
As far as streaming, far as one man band, like he has done it. So, you know, for us personally, you got to still look at everything that he got around him, everything he's looking at. He like, yo, so if this is great, how do I get greater?
Mm-hmm.
That's always been our approach, King.
I feel you, man.
So it's like, I don't care how long I wait. Hey, man, if you drop something that I wasn't expecting and I needed it, the wait ain't going to be even the thought. It's going to be thank you. I'm glad you came back.
Right. Yeah, man. Hey, man, so one more thing along the lines of this I got something to say thing. Because you were standing right behind him when he made this statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you, man, what did this moment mean for you personally when he made that statement and you being in the atmosphere you was in and just the whole moment? Like, what did it mean to you?
We can't sleep until they understand where we stand. And I feel like with them winning the greatest group of all time, we did our job.
Yeah, man. So when you guys went back home on the missions,
we didn't sleep. Like that's what I was trying to tell them on Drink Champs. I was like, think about it. Most of the artists that came out with us they did one or two, one album. Most of the greats, some of the greats that came out in New York only did one or two albums. Bro, we collectively dropped 10, 15 records, albums, complete thoughts, dictionaries, art you never saw before, personally drawn. Like we took every part of hip hop and made it our business. When everybody else went street and they were drug dealers, we stayed artists.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Listen, when y'all was up there on the stage, man, and we can tell, by the statements that Dre made and, stuff like that, but the body language of, like, you guys standing behind them was saying so much. Like, you could tell it was tension. You could tell it was, y'all was, in y'all feelings and stuff like that.
Man, bro, if you could have just seen how some of them people were looking at us, bro, like, anything from the South then was like an alien, bro.
Yeah,
they
man.
thought I would get to some. I remember we did a show in Detroit, and I remember I was sitting outside, and this kid walked up and said, "Y'all from the South?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, do y'all got telephones down there?"
Wow.
And I was just like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, these people crazy."
Yeah.
But at the same time, I learned it. Like, it's what they taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now that I understand as a grown person, man, if you came up in the South, man, through these years, you got the best life that life could give. Because being in New York, being in L.A., it's certain things you got to do and certain people you got to know. In the South, you have always been surrounded by your loved ones and your elders. And I think that's what makes the experience of being a black person in the South really turned out to be the best life you could live in this world we came into.
Amen. Man, listen, I tell my people all the time, man, I'm a Florida boy. Like, I ain't got no dream of going nowhere else. But yeah, man, want to talk about the Dungeon family real quick, man. Dungeon family for sure, because y'all got talking about talent. Some of these are surprising, man. Like, Janelle Monáe, man, and hey, listen, bro, I got a personal question. I'm a definitely. I need you to hook me up with this interview, man. I need to get a Janelle Monáe, so I need you to hook me up with that. But y'all got so much talent on this roster, man. That organized noise wasn't nothing to play with. So yeah, Dungeon family thing. Oh, I definitely can't pass on an opportunity to have a Pac story. So. Tupac, he was supposed to have this. He was supposed to do this One Nation album, and from my understanding, you guys were supposed to be a part of this thing, right?
Yes, we was gonna be a part of it. Tupac always loved the Goody Mob, man, because his mom was here. So when he first went to jail, he moved his mom to Atlanta, like, cause he used to always be in Atlanta with MC Breed. Mm-hmm. That's how Pac used to just be running around Atlanta and on the east side. So when he went to jail the first time, that's when his mom moved to Decatur and Stone Mountain. And then he used to call us from jail and be like, "Yo, when I come home, man, I want to be a part of the Goody Mob." So we started getting calls from Pac when he first went in. So next thing we know, Pac got bail, Pac out. Pac calling the mob, like, "Come see me." So, it's a famous pitch out of us at the BET Awards. And I tell people all the time that we was the ones standing between Tupac and Biggie. When Tupac came into the auditorium, we had just given an award away to Jagged Edge, I believe. And then Tupac came in. So when we walked backstage, Tupac just walked down the aisle and walked right to the backstage trying to get it big. Biggie came off right before us. So it's a picture out now where they see Pac and us standing, and you see Pac looking past us. Well, who he looking at? He looking right at Big. And that's when he started yelling at Big and throwing stuff and saying slurs to Big. And that's when I tell everybody that Don Cornelius came out. And he came out and he pulled Suge to the side and he said, "Hey, bro, any problems here, it's gonna be bigger than just me." And that's when it stopped. That's when the melee stopped. But it was crazy, man. Pac was just something else, man. He was just a ball full of energy, man. He was a ball full of energy.
Oh yeah, man. Did y'all ever have a chance to record anything with him? Because I heard all kind of different.
No, because see, when this is what happened. When we walked into the studio, you can go on the internet and you can see when we walk into the studio. When we walk into the studio, Pac is already starting to record that album. and he yells us out. Hey, what's up, Goody Mob? This, that, and the other. That's why he say our name on it. Because we in the studio when he started recording the album. He was like, yo, I'm finished with my shit. I'm finished with Death Row, and I'm going to move to Atlanta, and I'm going to record this album here. And so he already, in his mind, was already going to leave L.A. and move to Atlanta and record his next album.
So these was the last recordings that he did?
Yeah, those were the last recordings. When you hearing them last recordings of him talking, them Goody Mob, yeah, those were some of the last recordings, man. Because he was something else, man, bro. He was sitting there recording, smoking a cigarette, and drinking Hennessy. He was such a dynamic character, man. Like he was just so dynamic. And it was funny because that night when he called us, he was like, yo, Gipp, come to the studio. I got to let you hear something. So when I get there, it's him and Lisa Left Eye sitting at the board. Drinking tall can.
I heard that one, yeah.
They drinking tall can OEs like it's 1995. I mean, easy E. I mean, you know, so he like, yo, let me let you hear something. And he hit the button. So we were the first to hear that record after he recorded it. Like nobody in the studio had heard it. He hadn't played it for nobody. Daz and Corrupt was in the other studio. They hadn't even heard it.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to hear. He wanted somebody's opinion outside of the West and the East at that time. He wanted our opinion.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, Left Eye, she was Left Eye from Atlanta too, right?
Huh?
Left Eye, she from Atlanta too, right?
Left Eye's from Philly.
She from okay, cool. I got you.
Left Eye is the first from Philly to make it.
Okay,
the first girl.
So I interviewed Bone Thugs, who was on the One Nations album, and you know, they was telling me about being on this project here. And I seen a video with you, and it was one of them. I think it was Busy Bone with you guys, and I wanted to add. So I interviewed the Bone Thugs, and they was saying, talking about being on the One Nations project there, and I seen a video. I think it was Busy Bone with Goody Mob. Looked like y'all was doing a barbecue or something like that. And I wanted to ask you, from a Bone Thug standpoint, did y'all ever record any records with them?
Yeah, we recorded a record with them. It hadn't come out yet. We recorded a record at their 99th Street, where they from, on their block. We was on tour going through Cleveland. We went over there with Busy Bone and we did a record when we was on tour one year.
Man, y'all playing with us, man.
Yeah, he got it. They got it. I mean, we just seen each other. Where we was at? We was in Texas somewhere, and we was like, yo, we got to go back in the studio. So we going back in the studio to do some more stuff to kind of because everybody wasn't there that night. I remember CeeLo wasn't there. It was probably only 3 of us recorded.
Okay. Yeah, man. Y'all can't be, Bone fans is looking for that Outkast and Goody Mob connect right there. We definitely looking for that.
Yeah, we just left Cleveland. It was so fun, bro. It was sold out, man. We had fun in Cleveland.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. I see you guys got a couple of you've been a part of a bunch of stuff, man. You did the solo joint, of course. Then you did the joint with your man from Nelly's camp, Ali.
Yeah, we did Camp Folk album.
Yep. And then, man, this was kind of strange for me, but the one with Daz Dillinger.
Yeah. That's
wild, bro. Like,
man. Did an album with Daz. Yeah. I mean, and they were good records. I mean, I just like really, really doing things that's different. Mm-hmm. That's all. And
definitely,
and just staying sharp.
Yeah.
Like staying sharp with music. Like you can change the world if you pay attention.
I definitely can see you, man. You definitely right on it. You doing different stuff, man. I got a couple of things I want to squeeze in here, man. Then we're gonna play this record. We're gonna play these records we got, man, for the people. Let them know what you've been up to lately, and talk about this new project, Gipp and Worthy. But I want to ask you, man, my man T.I. When my man T.I. came out with the King of the South statement, I wanted to ask you, somebody from ATL, were you in agreement with that?
Oh yeah, at the time, yeah. I'm in T.I.'s first video.
Okay.
So I always knew Shawty could run that and do that, and because that's what he wanted. And then he came and he got our blessing, and he called Scarface, who we all know and all revere as the king of the South, is Scarface. Period.
Yeah, because I was always wanting to get some understanding of what exactly is he meaning when he say the king of the South.
Well, lyrically, as a lyricist by himself, he was going for that younger crowd after Outkast. Because if you still look at it, T.I. was a phenomenon. Like he didn't hit the first album, then he came back, then he hit TV, he had a movie. It's like his thing or his moniker was because he felt like he could out-rhyme everybody at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you also understand just the South itself, you know, you have a person named Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
That's also that you can also crown as the king of the South, since he's been making records since he was 14 years old.
Yes, sir.
So when we have to be honest about it, you know, respectfully, he went about it at the time how you should go about it. He went and asked everybody, hey man, Outkast, they the one that came up with King, you know, at the end of it, they the ones be saying King. Oh, that's from Dungeon Family. So he went to Outkast and said, hey man, I want to be the king of the South. Dre was like, hey man, have it. You know, have it, Young Red, you know, and then he liked it, you know, and then he was like, yo, I went and called Scarface. So when he went and called Scarface, it was like, hey man, Scarface, he said it, it's cool, let's shot around with it.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, man, I mean, you get that blessing from Scarface and Andre, man. That's he in there.
Yeah, he's in there, and then you got to look. You know, everything else became history.
Right. Yeah, that's
a part of his story.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I gotta wrap it up, man. I definitely want to ask you about this Gipp and Worthy, man. How's the album doing right now, man?
Right now, the album has done over 20 million downloads, man. Like, so for us, we put the album out at the top of the year. It was nothing but a 5-piece. It was something we was working on. We did a song called we had one record out first with my man Burn One, and that came out, and we was like, let's make some more records. Corrupt from the Dog Pound introduced us. Mm-hmm. So the record that he asked me to come and rap on turned into one of the singles we dropped called Top of the World. Top of the World is going to be in a new TV show called On 10, so that record is already going to TV. And we just dropped the first video off the project, last week. You know, so as far as an independent 5-piece song, I'm already being played in Europe, and it's just taking me other places. Like, and it's good because, you know, I'm putting a little R&B out there, man. Slow it down, man. Give these kids something else to think about, something else to listen to at a high quality.
Yeah, so, man, a total vibe, man. It's a real vibe, man, and we definitely gonna get into it this next hour. But right now, man, before I get up out of here, I want to give you some time, man, to let people know where they can, find all your music, anything you want to say, any shows you got coming up, anything like that, man. You want to give you shout outs and things of that nature. I want to give you time to do so right now, man, and take us on out. And then, like I said, we're gonna get into them songs on the top of the next hour.
Hey man, Orlando, love is love. See y'all soon. Gipp on tour all year long, so I'm sure we're gonna come through that sooner or later. We on the Legends of the South tour with 8Ball, MJG, Juvie, Scarface, Bun B. So we out on the road. So hopefully we get back to Orlando, man. You know we always have great shows in Orlando. Shout out to my homeboy Granddaddy IU, man. I miss that guy. You know what I mean? Hey, 3-up. Hey, man, what's happening? 69 boys, what's happening? Man, Gipp gonna be here. New Goody Mob project. might be in the future. New records might be in the future. New records already been recorded. New TV shows and more records to come, man. More records to come. We ain't going nowhere. They done woke us back up, man. We back. We at Epic Records, man. We at Epic Records, man. We woke back up. We back.
Man, there it is right there, man.
Hi, this is Sander of the Mercury Program, and you are listening to 90.
Hey, brother, man, we appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for doing this interview, man. We about to hit him with that 1-2 in a minute. But yeah, man, I just want to thank you one more time before we get up out of here, man. Enjoy your evening, and we'll holler at you next go round. All right, player?
Love is love. See you soon, King.
All right, man. Peace. We about to hit him 1-2 right here with Big Gipp on Surreal Talk Radio. Check it out. All right, brother.
All right.